also bringing back several pandemic-era rules, such as physical distancing, social distancing, and a limit on large gatherings.
Oh, this is
I have
bullshit.
a problem with it. It's just to keep people safe.
In Hollywood, Lionsgate Studios has reportedly asked nearly half its employees to mask up. The company will also conduct contact tracing and provide at-home COVID test kits upon request. The COVID surge comes as the Biden administration gets ready to push new COVID boosters this fall. Moderna and Pfizer expect the FDA to authorize their updated boosters.
It's all about the Benjamins.
A new report says near collisions on airport runways happen far more often than the public hears about. And now the FAA, COVID-19 vaccines and therapies. That includes brand new vaccines, new antibody treatments, and more. All part of a larger federal funding initiative to combat the coronavirus. Well, we are less than 24 hours now before the first GOP debate, and all eyes are on the one candidate who says he will not be there. Former President Trump will not attend ahead of his Thursday court appearance. Governor Ron DeSantis, former Vice President Mike Pence, and Senator Tim Scott are among those who will take the stage. The GOP hopefuls say they want to focus on the issues
And where they were found.
Tamara McCoy, Olivia's aunt, believes her niece's remains were found on this dirt road deep into the woods of Meriwether County in December 2022.
Thick woods and very thick. It's a dead-end road, off a dirt road.
The Meriwether County Sheriff's Office has not released details on the discovery of the remains and referred the media to two press releases it has put out about Olivia Fowler's case. The first was when the remains were found last December. The second from this week about the DNA results that confirmed the remains were Olivia. McCoy remembers the road in the woods where she says the remains were discovered because she and a group of volunteers had searched that same area 3 months before in September and alerted authorities to their discovery of a cell phone, drug paraphernalia, and a tarp. She says to her knowledge none of those things were ever linked to Olivia, but the searchers found the discovery suspicious. In the Meriwether County media release from Tuesday, Sheriff Chuck Smith said, quote, "The case will now be classified from a missing person case to a death investigation. There is still much evidence to be analyzed and processed." Olivia was 26 years old and the mother of 3 children when she disappeared. On August 13, 2021, a DNR ranger reported that he saw Olivia walking on Pebblebrook Road. He knew her, and so that sighting was deemed credible and was said to have been the last. The ranger said she was wearing a tie-dye t-shirt and sandals. For McCoy, who has personally searched hundreds of Meriwether County locations for her niece, this now starts a new chapter in what has become a long tale of heartbreak. In Meriwether County, Doug Evans, Fox 5 News.
For a public vote.
Once we receive those documents, we'll actually go line by line. We'll have individuals inspecting these documents.
Forrest Webb says as of Wednesday afternoon, the petition has not been submitted, but Atlanta city officials have assembled a third-party team to review the validity of the document once received.
It's also going to be a line-by-line process. There will be multiple sets of eyes on every line.
We're going to be very deliberate, be accurate, rather shoot for accuracy rather than speed.
Richard Bartolome and Chris Salter have decades of experience and have been brought in to meticulously review the documents along with Forrest Webb.
We have 104,000 signatures. We have been out in our communities all summer.
Brittany Whaley is with Working Families Party, which has worked to collect the signatures needed.
We intend to go through every single signature and make sure that they are validated internally before we submit.
The petition was expected to be turned in on Monday, but they say they now plan to submit by September 22nd.
They don't have the signatures.
A role in the process and say they still have unanswered questions.
People care about this issue. People want to see this, make it to the ballot. And so what we're asking for is openness and transparency.
Now I'm told the special group will present all evidence to the Atlanta City Council and the mayor at the conclusion of the verification process. They say once the documents are finally received, they legally have 50 days to verify and check all the names. At the live desk, Amir Perry, Fox 5 News.
Potentially maybe to elevate the celebrity.
But back at Liberty Plaza, one speaker asked for Governor Kemp to intervene.
Today we asked the governor. He said the election in Georgia wasn't stolen. Well, if it wasn't stolen, you need to announce that you will not support any effort to get rid of the prosecutor of Fulton County.
And these faith leaders say their support for D.A. Willis will not end today. They say they will actually go to the homes of lawmakers who want to remove her in days to come. We are live from the state capitol. Angelique Proctor.
Unknown to Fani Willis in Fulton County, if it hadn't been for the actions of a nonprofit election security group and a future defendant who felt the need to brag.
We knew it was important, but we see now that D.A. Willis also saw what an important part it was in this massive conspiracy.
Long before the 2020 election, Marilyn Marks and her Coalition for Good Governance sued the state of Georgia and Brad Raffensperger, concerned about the security of computerized voting machines. It's their lawsuit that led to all of us now printing out a paper ballot that we must feed into the scanner ourselves. According to court filings, on March 7, 2021, Atlanta bondsman Scott Hall cold called Marks, demanding she give him any evidence she had that would help prove Trump won Georgia. But the enemy of your enemy is not necessarily your friend. Marks insists her group is non-political.
And at that point, my first instinct was to slam the phone down. My second instinct was to go into sweet little old lady mode and hit the record button.
I went down there, we scanned every freaking ballot, and they said, we give you permission. Go for it.
Hall had just admitted being part of a group that copied Dominion voting software from the Coffee County Elections Office.
Georgia.
Now I was in triple shock, and I didn't know what to think.
She said she alerted the state, but no one seemed interested. Not knowing when the copying was done, Mark's group filed open records requests for 3 months of surveillance video, which, according to court filings, Coffee County denied having. Finally, a year ago, the county turned over the videos, and they were a gold mine.
I think the videos just make it all so very real.
That's Scott Hall with County GOP Chair Kathy Latham and Election Supervisor Misty Hampton. All three on hand as the company was paid $26,000 by Trump ally Sidney Powell to copy Dominion software. They did all this even though the Secretary of State's office sent out this warning to all election offices 2 months earlier, warning against providing copies of software. Information that could harm the security of election equipment cannot be provided. All four are part of the 19 defendants now charged with multiple felonies in the Fulton County case, accused of being part of a criminal enterprise to interfere with the results of the 2020 election.
Have you ever had any communications with Rudy Giuliani?
Fifth Amendment.
In these never-seen-before video depositions from that civil lawsuit, Latham is asked about that day the election system was breached. The now-retired high school economics teacher repeatedly downplayed her involvement.
Did you see Scott Hall?
No, Scott came from outside. And he and I talked outside, and I was glad to have met him, and then I left.
But when the plaintiffs later obtained the surveillance video, it showed Latham inside the elections office throughout the day, interacting with the very people she claimed not to remember.
Do you believe you've committed any crime?
Fifth Amendment.
You were there when they were copying the election software, correct?
Yes.
Election Supervisor Hampton testified that she was told the outside cyber experts were there to figure out why a scanner was not working properly.
I didn't know that it was software that they were copying.
What did you think they were copying?
I'm not a computer tech, so I really did not know.
Did you tell Dominion at any time that third parties had come in and made forensic copies of Coffee County's election software?
I do not recall.
Well, the nonprofit is still fighting with Brad Raffensperger over the Dominion voting machines. They have no evidence of any wrongdoing from the 2020 election, but they still want to eliminate those touchpads, especially now that the Coffee County code data has been copied and shared with others. More on all that in a future investigation.
I was watching this guy, I think it was NBC, MSNBC something here, just late last night saying, oh, nobody's going to watch Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson. Newsflash. This is a genius marketing move by Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump. They're going to step on the Republican debate. Look, they're going to get millions of views. They're going to crush Fox News. The 8 people debating over on Fox News are going to get almost no attention, and Donald Trump is going to hog the ratings along with Tucker Carlson and say, look, Fox, you put your money in the wrong place. That's what's going to happen, folks. We're going to look at the numbers tomorrow as soon as we have them, telling you. Everything that Donald Trump is doing is a brilliant marketing move. And for Tucker, obviously not too intimidated by Murdoch and his family, because they're going right out after Fox News. So we'll have complete a breakdown of all of it. We'll have some coverage of the debate. I'm sure there'll be some fiery conversation between DeSantis and Ramaswamy and whatever else. But the real story tonight, I believe, is going to be Tucker and Trump dominating the ratings again.